What's up, guys? I'm here in the Gia Lai, I'm not exactly sure, province north of Dak Lak, visiting the cities of Pleiku, and right now I'm in Kon Tum, which was a 50-kilometer drive to the north. What are we doing here? We are here specifically to see some volcanoes, to see a lake, to see some ethnic minorities, and to see a really awesome church behind us. So come along. So when many people come to this part of Vietnam, we're just kind of like in the, I would say, the central part of southern Vietnam. And people often come to fly into Pleiku or drive to Pleiku and then come up here to Kon Tum. Kon Tum is home to many ethnic minorities. So essentially we've got, I'd say, Christians or Catholics. There's a bishop's house, and then there's this very famous church here. But there's also some really traditional ethnic minorities that have been here for thousands of years, living in very tribal homes. So hopefully we can go see some of that. But for now, we have a cathedral, and this in Vietnamese is Jesus. Yehu. So while we're at the Cathedral of Kon Tum, I will say that it is very interesting. It's kind of a stereotype, but it's okay. Vietnamese love taking pictures. And so there's two guys there with professional cameras taking pictures of girls. People love pictures here. The amount of effort people put into their social media platforms and their kind of pictures of themselves, it's way more than I've ever had and way more than I ever planned to have. So we're gonna hop back on the motorbike. Let's go find some food and we'll see what else is going on. So the dish we have in front of us is called banh mi bo kho. So banh mi meaning the bread. So they toast up some bread. You've got some scallions on the side here as well. We've got a little bit of dipping sauce, and then this is the ho or bo kho, which is essentially a beef stew of sorts. We got some carrots. We have some. It doesn't really look like beef in this case. It looks like pork, but I'm not gonna say I'm right or wrong. It looks kind of like. Kind of that red pork that you get, the char siu, and then you get some turnips as well. So it all comes together in a really delicious, really rich kind of hearty stew, and we're gonna give it a try. So first I'll just try the bo kho by itself. So here we go, really rich broth. Give it a shot. Ooh, a little spicy, super beefy, like really overall tasty. But the proper way to do banh mi bo kho is to take the bread, give it a dip, you gotta do it, and let it get the sauce. You can add a scallion in there if you want to, but it's really, it's kind of like that, the au jus, beef dip sandwiches, and that's kind of the point here. So, super good, really rich, really flavorful, awesome way to start the day. Now we're gonna try the meat, see what's going on here. Maybe it is beef, maybe it is. Definitely beef, super tender, low fatty, it's delicious. So I'm gonna finish this up, hop on the bike, and there's supposed to be a traditional stilt house that's very famous here, so we're gonna go to that next. So I just drove about 8 minutes, and we're at something called a rong, which is a stilt house. There's a very aggressive cow. Have you ever seen a more aggressive cow? Well, let me in. Oh shit, it seems mad. I've never seen a mad cow before. Oh my God, look at it. It seems really angry. I wonder if I can get in here. I'm a little scared, to be honest. Ah, there's another cow. I see we have a cow standoff. I don't want to get charged. Woo! Wow. Okay, on the way. I can go see. Scary. Okay, this cow doesn't like me. Here we are, guys. Behind me is the wrong house. There's a really angry cow. I've never been scared by cows before, but this guy, he's giving me that bull look, like he wants to rush me. So anyways, oh, look at it. It's a very aggressive cow. He's like playing with the dog. I don't know. So anyways, wrong house. large stilt house, very traditional for this area. There's this tribe called the Bannar tribe, and they build the houses like this, essentially to keep the rain off, to keep the animals off, and for kind of good ventilation. So I think we can get up here. As long as the cows permit me, I'm gonna go check it out. Hello, Mr. Cow. Hello. Here we go, guys. You can see we've got the stilt house, got some nice tribal things going on here. We got a Vietnam flag, we got some cows. And the reason they build the houses like this with the stilts is so you have a place for the animals to live and have shelter at night. And it also keeps like predatorial animals outside of your house. So it made sense. And then here, normally in this house, I don't know like what you can see on the inside, but typically it would have like a kitchen, a sleeping area. This one seems really big, so I would assume it has more than that. All right, so you guys can get a little better bird's eye view. This cow's got horns. And so here we have the rong. We have a door. It's locked, unfortunately. There's no one here. I think it's closed because of tourism, but I don't think there's honestly much to see inside. Oh my God, look at this. Have anyone seen cows so aggressive? Look at this thing. Thatched roofs, thatched all the way up. It's really high. It's probably like a good 15, 20 feet. It's pretty impressive. And they got some tribal artwork up there. The reason I came out this way in general was there's just so much diversity in Vietnam. And I think a lot of us when we come to Vietnam, we only see Saigon, kind of the middle of the country, Da Nang, and then we go to the north to Hanoi. And I think people miss a lot in the places that aren't well visited. So I wanted to come to Pleiku, see what's going on here. And we got some aggressive cows. We've got some, I ate them earlier. I think that's why they're mad at me. We've got some thatched houses. We saw a really cool church. And so now we're gonna go see a volcano. So let's do it. So here you guys can see a more modern take on what I was just explaining. So here you can see it's a stilt house. Underneath they keep, it's not big enough for animals in this case, but it's big enough to keep the animals out of the house. And underneath they have bricks and building materials and stuff. Super, super common. But you guys can see how thin this thing is. What a structure. And it's got a little microphone. So no, this isn't the same one. This is a different one. I just wanted to say one last thing. So I was driving through this little like outside area of Kon Tum, and I've actually discovered maybe these are more like community houses. I noticed another place because here they have this kind of beach volleyball kind of net. They got a nice little garden area. So I think this could be like a community kind of tribal center where people come together and enjoy events or whatnot. So because I actually saw another one, there was actually people in it, people under it, not in it, but under it at least, like standing there selling things. So I think maybe these are kind of touristy, but they probably symbolize a little bit of what happened here in the past. And more importantly, I think if you go like into the wilderness a little bit here, outside the city, you'll probably find people just living in these like normally. So in a very like tribal fashion. These are the rong, and now I'm gonna hop back on the motorbike. We have a very serious light brown situation going on here. So you guys can see, got the light brown helmet. We got the light brown Honda Wave, or Airblade, my bad. Looking good. Xin Jiao. There he goes. He doesn't know what's going on. All right, let's go to a volcano. So if you guys have never seen rice paddies before, this is a rice paddy. You can see this lady, she's got some rice. She's basically picking it by hand. It's like a very intensively labor-intensive job. And they have built these irrigation systems to get water to the rice paddies. So basically they flood the fields during the rice growing season. The rice grows within these husks. They then dry it and then turn it into rice. So super beautiful process, super beautiful place. Crazy. She probably lives up here. We've driven now about 40 more minutes and we are at the sea lake. I didn't find a good path, so I just kind of tried to make it down here for you guys. But basically the sea lake is a large, I believe it's saltwater, else it would make no sense to call it the sea lake because it seems like a bit repetitive. They could just call it a lake or a small sea, but whatever. I'll go check it out when I find a correct place to go down. But it's just north of Pleiku by like, I don't know, 15 kilometers or something, not too far. Super beautiful. It's so green here. The water is bright blue, absolutely beautiful. You guys can see behind me. People are up here picnicking, having a nice time. They were listening to, there's a group of Vietnamese and they were listening to a like pop version of Happy Birthday where they were like singing happy birthday to you and they were saying the numbers. So maybe it was like a hit song. I really don't know. Pleiku is a really special region because it has lots of rolling hills, dormant volcanoes, and it's very spotted with lakes. So we're pretty close to Cambodia, pretty close to the southern part of Laos. So this whole area is densely jungle, super beautiful, fresh air. Sometimes it's really nice to get out of Saigon. Get away from the hustle and bustle, grab a motorbike, get out into the wilderness, just you and the road. Super nice. We're gonna hop back on the motorbike and we're gonna go see this volcano. So now we're on a very rural road, just left the lake, and we're going here. This is the volcano. Life here is incredibly rural. So we have just these beautiful little houses, some cows. People are living out here. You can see the electricity connections. It's really rural. In this area, there seems to be a lot of plantations, a lot of agriculture, some rice and different kinds of crops. It's really quiet and pretty. The air is really fresh. It's really green. And then you kind of have this basin where the volcanoes kind of stop and you have the river. So the river and the lake kind of come together. So super fertile land. Road's pretty good. We got some cows. It's nice.
DLB. Bro.
Here we have a super close up on the rice. So here you guys can see it's completely flooded. Each individual piece of grass is a rice stalk. And then people literally collect these by hand and harvest them. It's really hard work. And these things also provide a lot of services for the people. There's animals that live in here that the people eat and collect. There's bugs as well. It's really kind of all inclusive. And here you can see the kind of agriculture that comes along with it. And so there's like people down here just farming. Crazy. And then we have a nice communist advertisement right there. I'm not sure how well you guys can see it, but here behind me, this little like hump thing, and then this bigger guy here, these are two dormant volcanoes. But this little one is like a proper one. It's got the full bowl for where it erupted a long time ago and then collapsed in on itself. So what you can see here is that it's actually been terraced for farming and that it's actually become part of someone's like agricultural land. So I assume here is not so much. You've just got like a typical kind of mountain thing. But this one, they said, you know what? We're going to turn this volcano into a garden. So there it is. Pretty cool. We're going to go check it out closer. For the last like 6 kilometers, there's an uncle like guiding me, but I think he wanted to just me to pay him for him to show me up the mountain. But I have Google Maps. I got it. Thank you, uncle. Anyways, I found something cool. So we're basically here. And right behind me, it's another rong. It's amazing. Come look. We can actually see inside this one, I think, which is even better. So we got our traditional rong. We've got our volcano. You can get a nice view of both. There it is. And it looks like a soccer post and some cows. So this one seems to be a bit more colorful, I would say. Very pretty. We've got this is the only way up, are these really sketchy stairs. So we'll be gentle. Oh, I made it. All right, so we're looking inside. Here it is, the rong. So basically, yeah, it's just a platform house. Here you guys can see the top. It's made with this kind of like woven together thatching. It's pretty tall up there. And then, yeah, pretty standard. So I imagine people have been here, you know? What are they doing here? They have some burnt stuff, so maybe they use it for fire. Certainly they use it for shelter. The easy answer would be they use it for, I don't know, for everything, cooking, sleeping. This one might just be here. It's hard to say for a really long time or as soon as it's quite new. This one kind of looks kind of new. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't live in here, but if I was a rural villager, you know, from like 1810, this would be a nice home for sure. Now we're a little bit up the volcano, and I'm sure you can see the immaculate beauty that is rural Vietnam. So we've got mountains. You can see a large mountain range over here. Got the volcano behind me, and then up this is our volcano. Beautiful. And my bike. One thing to note that I've never seen in other places is mountains that are completely covered top to bottom in vegetation. Obviously it doesn't snow here. There's lots of rain, obviously. But yeah, there's the rocks get completely, woo, we got some mud. Get completely covered with vegetation. It's really beautiful, honestly. It's very nice. So I like rural Vietnam. It's peaceful, it's quiet. It's feels like a planet away from the hustle and bustle of Saigon. So sometimes it's nice to come out here, hear the bugs, get some fresh air. Whew, it's nice. Guys, this is some serious work. So he's evening out the rice paddy field. So this is obviously after harvesting. You've got the irrigation system, and they basically have to make this thing flat. They use this machine. This is in the past they used to use water buffalo, but now they have this this thing that makes it a little bit easier. But you're basically making sure everything's flat and ready to go for the next harvest. I also love the looks I get out here. This is not a big tourist location, even during high season. I mean, only the motorbikers are coming out here pretty much. So people are not acting like they've seen foreign people before. So they're like, whoa, like with the big eyes. It's really funny. So everyone's been waving and smiling a lot. It's very nice. Instead of being like scared of strangers, they seem to welcome them and they're more curious than anything. So don't be afraid to come to Asia, guys. Everyone's super nice here. Everyone's super nice. Our last rural stop now is a nicer view of the sea lake. I realized I didn't give you the full experience, so I found a little peninsula. You pay $10,000, you come out here, you have a nice big lady up there, and they've created a really nice view for you guys. Really nice. Guys, I have a treat for you. So as I was just up there minding my own business, a nice gentleman came up and said, "Hey man, do you like soccer?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said that the local team has a match today, and he said I have to go. So we're gonna basically head home from here, but I'm going to catch you up, I guess, in the next transition. We're gonna transition to a soccer stadium. Met some guys. I'm with Yi and what's his name? Wei? Hua? And we're at the, now we're at the stadium. Sunburnt, ready to go. Let's check it out. Come on. I'm ready. You ready?
Do you often watch football in America?
I play FIFA. You know FIFA? Yeah. Alright. So we're sitting in the stadium now. It's pretty loud. This reminds me of Mexico a lot. Kind of like when the street vendors, they have like people just come in off the street and try to sell you stuff. There's no regulations. We got the ultra section over here. The ultras. We got more ultras over there. People are gonna come out, and we're sitting in the sun. It's very hot, that's why I have the mask on. But very excited to see Vietnamese lead soccer. I noticed they have foreigners. It seemed like they have some African players, and then maybe I saw a few maybe like white guys, so maybe Europeans, maybe Americans. Even the Vietnamese soccer league's international. So 10 minutes away. Let's see how they play. My boy Hal. My boy Yi. All right. halfway through the game and it's just about to start up again. Finally the sun set. It was basically 95 degrees and sun right in your face, which is probably why I'm so red. Basically, the quality of play, what would I say? It's pretty good. Is it the best quality of play I've seen? No, I didn't realize we bought tickets where the team here is the 5th ranked team in Vietnam and they're playing the worst ranked team in Vietnam. So, I don't know. It's pretty decent so far. I really like it. The stadium is full, which is great. The atmosphere is great. It's not very aggressive. So actually it's nothing like Mexico, I take it back. And they have players, the home team here has a player from Serbia and a player from Jamaica. And then the away team has 2 players from Brazil and 1 player from France. So super interesting how these people end up out here. So let's see the second half. Hopefully we'll get another goal in there. 2 second half goals take the Pleiku team to victory. And now we're shaking hands. I like the game. I like the vibe. I like the match. Would definitely recommend if you're ever in Vietnam, check out a game. It was only 50,000 dong. That's like less than $2 for like almost midfield seats. It's amazing. Maybe you want to get out there. I miss playing sports. Alright guys, that's it for me today. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. New videos twice a week. Make sure to hit the notification bell. And we will see you back in Saigon. Have a good one.